All right, let's get right into it. We usually see billionaires as these one-of-a-kind success stories. But what if that's not the whole picture? What if their paths to incredible wealth and power are actually blueprints? Today, we're going to break down the engineered maps that can lead straight to the top. So here's the big question. Is getting to that level just a lucky break? A roll of the dice with talent, good timing, and being in the right place? I mean, that's the story we all hear, right? But the analysis we're diving into today, it suggests something way, way different. Something a lot more deliberate. And boom, here it is, the core idea. Power isn't random, it's engineered. Just let that sink in. This one thought completely reframes everything. We're not looking at happy accidents anymore. We're looking at architecture. So first up, let's explore this idea of an engineered path. We're going to deconstruct the different archetypes, the different models for building this kind of wealth. Let's kick things off with the most fundamental path there is. This is all about controlling the physical stuff, the things a country literally cannot run without. We're talking about the absolute bedrock of an economy. Now, this is the world of people like Aliko Dangote, and this is their playbook. See, you're not building a cool new app. You're building the cement plant that makes the city possible. You're not chasing likes, you're controlling the telecom towers that carry everyone's data. This isn't about getting applause on social media. It's about gaining real leverage over entire economies. And let's be clear, this is slow, capital-intensive, and absolutely brutal wealth, built on owning the physical choke points. And the kind of wealth you get from this is different. It's not trendy, it's not volatile. People don't just stop using roads or ports because of some new market trend. It's quiet. It's permanent. This is power that's so embedded, it doesn't even need to shout its own name. Okay, so from the physical world, let's pivot to our second path. This is all about mastering the intangible systems. This is where power shifts from concrete and steel to software, data, and the flow of capital itself. And in this world, you see this fascinating split. On one side, you've got the classic tech founder, like Calandalee's Tope Awatona. It's a brutal, honest path. You are completely exposed. Every failure, every bug, it's all on you. Growth is all about the product. But then on the other side, you have the tech capital allocator. Think Robert F. Smith. They're insulated. They buy companies that already work, and then they just optimize them. They take the emotion out of it. It's predictable, operations-led growth. Totally different ways to play the game. And that right there is the key to the capital allocator model. It's capitalism with all the emotions stripped away. You're not betting on some crazy moonshot idea. No, you're buying boring but essential software companies, the ones with sticky, long-term contracts. Then you just trim the fat and maximize cash flow. It's a formula, it's repeatable, and it's incredibly powerful. Then there's maybe the most subtle path of them all, the data strategist. Think of Alex Karp at Palantir. This is what you'd call power adjacent to power. You're not the one making the final call, but you build the software that frames the entire conversation. Your dashboards literally become the lens through which governments see the world. It's this invisible but absolutely immense form of influence. All right, our third major pathway is a completely different beast. This isn't about physical assets or software. This is about taking cultural capital. Fame, trust, a massive audience, and converting all that influence into cold, hard equity. This quote, which just screams someone like Tyler Perry, perfectly captures the whole idea. It's about making the leap from being an employee, even a super famous, well-paid one, to being the employer. You stop asking for permission to be in the movie. You build the studio that makes the movie. One is based on permission. The other is sovereign. And here's how it's done. This is the brand idol model, and people like Rihanna and Jay-Z have absolutely perfected it. It's a methodical, four-step process. First, you spend years, even decades, building mass trust with an audience. Then you find a real gap in the market. For Fenty, inclusion wasn't just some nice marketing slogan. It was a massive, underserved market in the beauty industry. You fill that gap, and boom, you convert all that loyalty and trust directly into power on the balance sheet. The athlete-investor path is built on a similar logic, and it's something Michael Jordan and LeBron James mastered. They understood a pretty brutal truth. An athletic career has an expiration date. Your body is a depreciating asset, so the big brain move is to pivot. You have to convert that temporary earning power into assets that aren't, things like equity, licensing deals, and real ownership. So we've walked through all these different paths. What's the final takeaway?
Why does any of this matter? Well, it's because these aren't just a bunch of individual success stories. They're actually a collective response to a much bigger economic reality.
And this might be the most powerful point of the whole thing. The huge differences in outcomes we see, it's not primarily about who's more talented or who works harder. It's about the economic systems that you're forced to operate within. The rules of the game matter more than how well you play.
And if you want to see that abstract idea made shockingly real, just look at this number. The combined wealth of all the people who have followed these paths is around $90 billion. Now, that sounds like a ton of money until you realize that a single tech founder operating in a different system can be worth more than that all by themselves. That right there is what a systems gap looks like.
So what is the one common thread that ties all of these different routes together? It's one word: control. Whether it's controlling cement production, data distribution, or a cultural narrative, the core strategy is always the same. And this focus on control is no accident. It's a direct response to operating in systems where access to capital and credit was historically shut off. When you can't rely on the system to help you, you have no other choice but to build your own. So there you have it. These are the maps, the blueprints for engineered power. Some routes take decades of brutal physical work. Others require you to navigate these invisible worlds of data and capital. And some demand that you convert your very identity into an asset. They all have different costs, different risks, and different timelines. So the only real question left is, which route is the most compelling to you?